joining us today. You're with us, Tech Talk with Madonna, and today I'm joined by Aditi. And I'm so excited to have you today, Aditi. Do you mind introducing yourself?
So, my name is Aditi,
Yes.
and I'm working as a software developer at Consultad and Tiro. So, uh, I've been working as a software developer for 6 years, you can say, including my college thing. So,
Wow.
it's kind of more than 5, but you can say 6, having the tech experience. And from my college days itself, I've started. When I entered the college doing computer science, I didn't have any background related to programming. I didn't know what computer programming is and what this field is holding for me. But everyone is having their own journey. I had mine. There were lots of ups and downs.
Yes.
But here I am today working in the New York City as
Oh
a
my
software
God.
developer.
Yes.
So it's a good feeling. And apart from that, I'm also associated with communities
Yes.
like GDG and WTM. I'm a Women Tech Makers ambassador. So being an ambassador, you're always, meant to empower and support other women in tech and do everything, whatever is possible in terms of, providing visibility, resources and everything.
Yeah.
So I've kind of, support other women in tech in any way I can.
Yeah.
And being a GDG, I'm also responsible for, organizing meetups so that local developers can come together,
Yes.
share their knowledge, learn from others and collaborate together.
Wow, that is so amazing. And actually, I feel like this is gonna sound pretty cheesy, but you mentioned you're a developer in New York, and that really excited me. And I think before we even started this, you told me you just moved to New York. I really want to know how that is for you, because so many people right now looking for jobs internationally, and they're looking to change also where they live. So how has that journey been for you?
So I've not, expected this for me,
Yeah.
but every day you crave path for yourself.
Yes.
So my journey started back in college.
Yeah.
I joined a company as a software developer, and back then I was not doing the backend, which I'm doing right now. I started my journey as a developer from as a mobile developer, because I was doing scholarships, courses, so I was having that kind of experience. Then in the journey, I've moved. I jump onto other frameworks like React, Flutter, and then I've understood that okay, backend is something I really like doing, and I've continued doing that. And how I ended up being in New York from India, I was working back in India, is I've got an opportunity because of whatever work I was doing back in my company. They asked me if you're willing to move to to the different country. And my answer was not, of course, yes, okay. I was not very confident. Okay, I'll do this, or this is the best moment of my life. I took my time and I understood what it is like to be there and how I would be doing that. And without doing masters, directly coming to the country for the work, it is different.
Oh wow,
That is
very
different.
true. And I feel like one of the things that actually people don't talk about is how the transition is different, and how you as a student, you can start as early as possible, and even as early as you want to start dreaming high, because I feel like you're a dreamer.
Yeah.
And you achieved your dream, because I feel like in life we have the hope and then the dreams, and then we have this like strategic goals we set, and then realistic and non-realistic. But I feel like I set all of those goals all the time. Like today in the morning, I'm going to set a realistic goal. But then at night, I'm going to set a non-realistic goal that one day I want to be a CEO. I know it's not realistic currently, but one day I will be one. I feel like that's what you did. And look at where you are. Congrats on that.
I believe, why I'm here today, I feel the reason behind it is consistency and hard work.
Yes.
So, I mean, I was the person, I knew back then that I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
But I didn't lose the hope to be great at it.
Yes.
So, with the consistent hard work, I think that helped me to carve my way. And today I'm here doing really good. I mean, I have, joined people I have people in the team who have joined later me, and, my seniors have asked me to mentor them. to
Yeah.
guide them.
Yeah.
And whatever my learnings are, they've asked me to pass it on to them. And
Yeah.
that's a great feeling, to be
It
honest.
is a great feeling. Congrats on that too. And actually, now I want to come to the tech part first. And first of all, I want to jump to a segment that I added, which I'm going to ask you first. What phone do you have, and what watch do you have, and what earbuds do you use?
So
Because I feel like everybody nowadays is like, I want the latest. So what are you using?
it's not the latest.
Okay.
I use iPhone 11.
Okay.
My watch is Series 7, and I have AirPods, which is also not the latest.
So you're an iPhone person, like just an Apple.
No, that's not the case.
Aficionado.
Every Apple product I'm using, it's a gift.
No way.
Yes.
Give us the secret.
So you should have an elder brother.
Oh. That's a good one.
It's not always like, you know,
wish
I
had
should
an
be
elder
having
brother. I'm the firstborn, so.
So I mean, I didn't buy iPhone by myself.
Okay.
It was, you know, my brother knew that she's not gonna buy one for herself.
Yeah.
Let's give her one.
I love that. Okay, now let's get back to work, and I really want to ask you on a high level overview. Don't describe technically what you do, like if for confidentiality matters. Just tell us like what you do, and how you can encourage other women who are looking into joining particular tech field. Because I know in technology there's so many things you can do. You can be a TPM, that's a technical product manager. You can be an Android engineer. You can be an iOS engineer. You did mention you're a backend engineer. Do you want to explain to us what stacks you use and how they work, and how you do it at work?
So I mean, I do everything.
Cool.
My perspective is so languages are just a medium.
Okay.
It's just like Hindi, English, French. We
Yes.
have Java, Python. We're doing the same thing,
Yeah.
but we are achieving the goal from the different direction or from different perspective or way, you
Yes.
can say.
Yeah.
So, you know, and working with different languages really gives you perspective to understand beyond the boundaries that language or compiler, interpreter has created for you. So, working with different languages, what I've understood is I'm more analytical and focused on the problem instead of, you know, what way we'll be going to.
Oh, amazing.
And that's because, you know, because I have experience working with different techs, I can really, you know, gather all of my experience and decide what is right. So for example, you know, tomorrow, let's say there's a requirement to build an application just for solving a simple problem. And I know that, you know, 100 or 200 users will be using it and not more than that. Now, there's no point of, you know, creating a whole backend infrastructure for that, and you can directly opt for the Firebase.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, knowing everything, you can easily decide, you know, what's right for the business use case. So, what I as a developer, backend engineer is doing, I'm responsible for writing the backend services.
Nice.
So, for example, you know, tomorrow you want to upload your documents if you're a investment as advisory firm, and tomorrow you want to, you know, have a system which is one source of truth for the documents of the client, and you want to, you know, have system like that. So I am a developer who is responsible for writing the backend, make sure that, you know, it's well tested, quality is up to the mark, in terms of, you know, all the scenarios it's covered. So, you know, I'm not the sole person who is doing it. I'm doing along with the team. So teamwork is also important. It's not like that. If you're a developer, that's done and dusted. You should be a good team worker. You should be able to empathize with others. You should have great leadership skills, because, you know, I cannot be limited to, okay, my responsibility is just to write code or the backend APIs. Tomorrow there would be need of, you know, look to some DevOps work. And I do that. I mean, I do not feel shy in experimenting something new or going to the section which is unaware of my, like, which I'm unaware of and which I haven't touched yet. So I do not feel shy, and that expands, you know, the paths for you. So tomorrow it's not necessary that I have to do things related to backend, I can be a DevOps engineer too.
Yeah, and actually, for people that don't know what DevOps means, do you mind just explaining it, just like like what is DevOps?
So it's a developer and operations together.
Together, perfect.
So that means all of the things after the development that goes manual previously in the SDLC life cycle, now it's automated. So that means you have already scripts which can deploy your services, which can manage your services. Also with each commit you get feedback like why the system has failed, what has went wrong, and who did it.
I've seen a couple of those on Twitter where everything goes wrong and then everybody's pointing at their intern. Like, it's the intern. Oh my God, that is so cool. Thank you so much for walking us through that on a high level. I feel like that was a pretty good explanation of what you actually do. And if anybody is interested, they can always look into those kinds of opportunities too. Because I feel like many, especially at colleges, it feels like when you're a student, you barely know. Because I've mentored students, I've volunteered to mentor students, let's say in organizations, and mostly the questions that I get is I'm not sure what I'm going to do after my college, because I've not grasped exactly what I want to do. So I feel like
I've been there. I mean, initially I started learning Android, and we are in the industry where we have plenty of resources to learn from.
That's true.
And when we do not have any guidance, it's just beating around the bush, and you are not to the point. And everybody is having different learning pattern. Maybe videos are comfortable to someone and somebody is more oriented to the blogs.
That's true.
So you have to find your own way, and you have to just start and give it some time. It'll all eventually settle into fall into the places, what we can say. But you just have to be patient with you. The moment you feel like quitting is the moment your reward is waiting.
I like that. And then now I do have another question, which will move a little bit from the technical side. And I want to ask you, how do you deal with failure and rejection? Because I feel like that is something that many people struggle with.
I mean, I believe that failures are the first step of success. So
I like that quote.
it's cliche to say, but that's so true. I mean, if you have not fallen down, you do not have any story to share to the world, because you got success every time, everywhere. You do not know how failure is. And failures are the incidences which will actually, tell you where you need to improve. So if you fail, then only you get to know, what you didn't do right. Because if you succeed, you'll feel that you did everything right. So my way of dealing with failure is, it's okay. I mean, I'm not saying that we should not feel bad. Of course, if you're failing, that means you have put in efforts, you've put in energy and time in it, and it's okay to feel bad. But that shouldn't be for very long. It should be for few minutes or few hours, and then you should be okay with it, and then you have to get back again. If you have fallen down, come back stronger. And come back stronger in a way that you yourself can see the differences. You can see if the similar thing is happening to you next time, you know how to deal with it now.
Yes. Wow. I mean, that is very well said. I feel like that really touched on the core of how you can actually handle failure and how you can treat success too. And I feel like also, if you don't fail, you won't know where you need to improve too. Because you'll always, it's like a kid, right? If you keep telling a kid, you're so good, you're so good, you're so good, one day when they're told they're not good, what will happen? They will cry and they will throw tantrums and they will not even accept it. So that's very well said. Now, I have a final question for you. And also want to thank you so much for taking your time. This was so awesome. Thank you so much for answering our questions.
Thank you for having me here.
Yes, I do have a final question for you. And I feel like this is geared to the fact that you're still young, exploring a very big city, just moved here, working technically. What is your overall career goal or dream? Because I feel like I want to see your future.
So I want to be famous. At the same time, I don't want anyone to know me. I'm just kidding.
What did you say, a feminist or famous?
So I want to be famous.
Famous.
But at the same
Okay.
time, I do not want anyone to know me. So
Okay.
let's put it like this.
Yes.
I want to be, billionaire.
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't want anyone to know me.
Oh, that's
So
a
that,
mystery.
I can go to exchange place and have coffee.
Yeah.
But, jokes apart,
Yes.
I really feel that, it takes a lot to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Living in a different country, doing everything all by yourself.
Mhm.
It's very different in terms of, the culture,
Mhm.
of course, the timings,
That's
the
true.
people, the mindset. Everything is so different.
Mhm.
And I really believe that, you have to decide what you want in life.
Mhm.
And that way you can, proceed towards your goal
Mhm.
in a way that, you improve not only professionally but personally as well. It's
Yeah.
very important to be a good human being first,
Yes.
regardless of, developer, non-developer, whoever you are. It's very important to have your core values, well within yourself, good,
Yeah.
settled. You know what you're doing, and you know for what.
Mhm.
So I believe that coming here, it's difficult,
Mhm.
but I think in terms of my professional life,
Mhm.
it's a challenge. I cannot, say that, okay, after 5 years, I would be the CEO of XYZ company.
Yeah.
But
But I do see you have a vision to be a CEO.
I really hope so.
Okay, you never know. Tongues are very strong.
Yeah. So, I mean, it happens to you.
Yeah.
I just prepare for a day, which
Yeah.
I'm going through right now.
Mhm.
So today, I know that today I have to do this and that. Not every day is same.
That's true.
You have lots of challenges. Even today, my day has not been great so far.
Oh.
But, there's a possibility. Still, I have 5 hours. That's why I chose to come here and talk to you, because I'll be feeling good.
Oh, and now you do
So-
feel better.
So, you have choice every day.
Yeah.
And that's how, you decide what you want to do ahead in your life.
Mhm.
Of course, you have to look up to the people around you,
Mhm.
and you have to surround yourself with the great personalities and minds,
Yeah.
because that's how you'll, unfold the things that you want for yourself.
Yeah.
You can adopt good things from them.
Mhm.
You can actually, shape yourself just like the person you want to be, either professionally or personally.
Mhm.
And any technical or developer skill can be achieved, but
Mhm.
interpersonal skills can only be achieved through practice, and you have to practice it every day, just like meditation.
That is very true. Wow. Thank you very much for that answer. And I hope you feel better now, even if you had a rough day in the morning. I feel like that happens to all of us, actually. Some days are different, some days are good. And at the end of the day, I think always what makes me cheer up at the end of the day is always having my boys look at me and just want to do fun stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot about what happened to me.
I mean, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to have a bad day,
Yeah,
because
Totally.
then only you will understand the value of the good days.
Yes, that's very well said too. Thank you very much, Aditi. I don't know if you want to share anything with us where people can find you or follow you or stay connected with you. Please, if you have that, please mention it. I always like promoting to you, Where can people find you? Or,
People can reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
So if you search Aditi Soni
yes.
and Google, of course, because I am all about Google.
Yeah, nice.
Then the first search will be mine.
Nice. Perfect. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for talking to me. Please make sure you watch it on YouTube and also listen to our podcast. So thank you very much, Aditi.
No problem.
Oh
Thank
my
you. Thank you
God.
so much for having me here.